Hi, welcome back to Pi. I still wanna die. Okay, we're really doing this now? Okay. Goeiemorgens allemaal, welcome back to Pyanodons. Today we are going to be making electronic circuits. I know, they look a little different, don't they? Well, that's because they are made a little different. More complicated, more ingredients. You can't craft them in your inventory anymore. Yeah, fun. Nah, just kidding, it's gonna be fine. However, no fancy 4-man exposition this time, we're just gonna jump right into it. If you've played Factorio for more than 5 minutes, you know that electronic circuits are one of the most important components in the game. And if you've played for more than 10 minutes, you know that everyone and their mother calls it a green chip. This information is completely useless and irrelevant to the video, but I gotta reach the 10 minutes somehow. Anyway, remember those ores I told you about last time that we would use today? Yeah, well, they require fluids to mine. What? Meanwhile, setting that up, I also ran into a power problem. Thankfully, it's only a backed up coal dust belt. Anyway, back to the mining fluids. That's not necessarily an issue, but the fluids that they require... well, let's just say they're not the easiest to get. I mean, steam is fine, it's just that the steam output compared to the coal consumption is, well, not the most efficient. And that's tin smelting complete. Setting up seaweed is the easiest thing in Pyanodons. It's just water, okay. I mean, makes sense, because it's seaweed, but hey, I'm Dutch, so even if it wasn't just water, it would have been easy either way. Especially the weed part. Moondrops are one of the first items you need to automate using a self-sustaining feedback loop. These codexes are extremely annoying to craft, but they're needed to kickstart the process. I also improved my quartz efficiency. Lead is also an ingredient for electronic circuits. However, this is the recipe for its mining fluid. It's the same for titanium, by the way, so that's kinda nice, but it's still an kinda annoying recipe. And that's acetylene set up. And that's all the sap machines up and running. All my current ones anyway, I'll be adding some later. After that, nothing interesting happened for a long while. Spark quenching is a doozy. Just look at all these byproducts, man. We'll need this creosote stuff for an ingredient in green chips. Byproduct processing is by far the most annoying thing in Pyanodons, but it does give me some fuel to power up the furnaces near the lead production in the form of coke. For Pyanodons being so ridiculously complex, Pyanodon really did do a good job in utilizing pretty much every byproduct there is, because zinc mining requires aromatics, which is a byproduct of a byproduct. So yeah, really good job, Pi. And there we have some freshly baked zinc plates, ready to be used in manufacturing. Relying on a byproduct for 2 and soon to be 3 of my main production lines is maybe a bit stupid, but I can make it work. Sometimes the jaw crushers get clogged up in stone, but I can always just turn them into bricks, so that's not that big of a deal. Over to the right there is the first and probably easiest ingredient in order to make electronic circuits. This formaldehyde is probably the most annoying thing to make in the chain. Not difficult, just annoying. And that's formica, nice and orange. Make way, nature, for here comes the asphalt. One big downside of these big labs is that you cannot see what's behind them. And here we have basic circuit substrates. They look almost like green circuits, but not quite. Oh. Solder is probably the easiest ingredient to make in this chain. And here we have things I do not know the name for. They are high power resistors. Air core inductor production is also live. Ceramic capacitors are the second easiest item in the chain. The hardest part is probably the steam, as you need it for both the tin and the ceramic. And that's the last of them, the copper zinc batteries, which are also the last ingredient in the green chips? Wait, what, really? Dang, that was so fast. I just barely reached 5 minutes in video time. I'm gonna do something else then too, I guess. Well, on to Pi Science 1 then. Pretty substantial achievement for never having reached this point before. Here I'm preparing petri dishes for one of the ingredients in Pi Science 1. That basic substrate is way easier than I would have expected. See, it's already done. Easy as that. A little extra power never hurts. My copper zinc batteries are stuck on saline water production, so let's just increase that. However, it's also soon to be deprived of zinc plates. But whatever, I can always do production increases off screen. Yeah, coke production is going to be slow like this for a little while. It's because the tar's backing up because I'm consuming too little of it. 9 of these are more than enough before I start really expanding. That one moment when you haven't unlocked the overflow valve yet. And finally, I have access to my very own splitters. No more relying on ruins. To automate seaweed you need titanium, but there's no titanium ore in the parts I've already explored. So I'm just gonna head out in search of some. And there it is. It's nice and close too. It's almost as if I handpicked the seed. There you go, that's a little bit more zinc. Should hopefully help a bit of the copper zinc battery production. Cellulose is eventually going to be my limiting factor, but I'll deal with it when I get there. Luckily the titanium takes the exact same mining fluid as lead, so I can just pull it up from there. And finally titanium is fully automated. Ah, Vraux. The most complicated and difficult part to automate in Pi Science 1, but still ridiculously easy and simple compared to some other things in Pi. The slow trickle of zinc is a little less slow trickle of zinc now. Asphalt. I also decided to finally automate aluminum for the use in duralumin production. What? How is this big ass machine not electric? Oh well, it doesn't really matter. Coal gas aplenty. That is hopefully going to be enough duralumin. Eventually. Yeah, this is going to be very slow. Oh, so close. But I still need to do all the Vraux stuff. Most of these latex products are easy enough, but it's specifically one of them that require a certain byproduct from Vraux slaughtering. Yeah, that fluid stuff. Formic acid. This thing is practically free, because 3 of these 4 ingredients are just water. Yep, told you so. I should really make something permanent for this. We can slaughter the Vraux and get the formic acid in this building called a slaughterhouse. Always great when you try something and it ends up being exactly not that thing. Whatever, this works. We need these things to initialize a couple of Vraux into the loop for production. 400 seconds? Sure. Let's just take fucking 20 minutes for 3 Vraux to finish. Yeah, okay, that works, I guess. Just leech off of the native floor for a couple seconds. You cannot barrel liquids in a normal assembling machine anymore, therefore I need to build this barreling machine. Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty long while of waiting before the Vraux machine is filled with modules. So instead of waiting, I at least decided to explore the whole island to have it on the map. And it did pay off, but because it's almost full. I should fix this coke problem. That'll come the next episode. Ah, the first slaughtered Rauk. Your sacrifice shall be remembered. Ah, and there it is. Pi Science 1. The first science we need to unlock with previous science. And this opens up so many new technologies we can discover. Many helpful ones, like hot air to help increase productivity. But also new ways of power generation thanks to Pi AE. It's truly amazing how far we've come in such a short time. And now the adventure can truly begin. But with this new beginning, this also ends the current episode. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, don't die, and I'll see you next time. Also sorry if my voice sounded a bit weird, but I got sick during the end of the editing process, so yeah. Also don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you!